Good evening, friends and fiends, and welcome back to the Wobblerocket channel. I hope that you all had a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year. I had a really great one. I have not streamed in a couple weeks. I've been spending a lot of time with just other projects and things like that. So we are back for the new year, and tonight we are going to be playtesting a custom Minecraft mod pack that I've been putting together. Um, in fact, you can actually hear in the background, you can probably hear some ambient sounds of birds and wind and things like that. Hopefully, you can hear that if the volume is set right. That is actually in the game. That is part of a mod that I have added to the mod pack. So I'm not actually using any kind of external sounds at the moment. Just the uh, ambient sounds added from the mod. Trial Fan says, not feeling well tonight, so I won't be chatting, but I will be watching on TV. I hope you start feeling better, Trial Fan. Um, we've had some kind of weird weather around here. It got really cold and then it got really warm again. Pixel's doing well. Pixel is currently eating dinner in the kitchen, so she will either wander in here later or I'll grab her during the break and show her off. So I do have a couple little things that I want to show off tonight. Since we are playing Minecraft tonight, I got a Warden figure at a thrift store. Um, I think he's probably the first Minecraft figure that I actually have. I might have a creeper around here somewhere. I'm not sure. He's a little bit dingy. I kind of need to clean him up. He was obviously owned by a kid at some point. Um, I'm pretty sure there was peanut butter on one of his little antenna things. I did clean that off, but he's still like a little sticky. So I still need to do that. What's up, Stone Homie? Good to see you. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. And then the other thing I want to show off, I actually got this as this was my Christmas gift to myself. I got a little bit of cash for Christmas from family and stuff, so this was my Christmas gift to myself. I haven't put it together yet, but I got the Super Mario Piranha Plant Lego set, and this has been on my wish list for a really long time. I actually caught it when it was on sale, so I'm really, really excited to put this one together. We may actually turn that into a stream in the future where I assemble that. And one last thing to show off. My sister got me this for a Christmas gift, and it is a Minecraft coffee mug. And since we're playing Minecraft tonight, I thought it was perfectly fitting to play with that. So we are going to go ahead and hop into our game. I don't really have any specific goals tonight. This is not the standard world that I'll be using for this mod pack, but it's just sort of a test run. The mod pack is still in development, but I want to just kind of talk about a couple of things that are in it and my reasons for putting different things together. What do we have here? What are you? You are a Shiba from the Quark mod. So it's just a different type of dog, I guess. I don't really know what Shibas do, so I gotta look that up. We have some goats here, which are actually from Minecraft itself. I am actually using a shader this time, and the shader that I'm using is called Light Shaders. It's actually an edited version of a shader called Makeup. And what I really like about it, I usually don't use shaders because most of them I think deviate way too much from the way Minecraft is supposed to look. But I really like this one because has almost no performance impact. I mean, I'm running, even with all the mods that I have in this thing, I'm still hitting 100 FPS all the time. But it adds these wonderful shadows. It adds you can see the plant life is moving. Some of the plant life is moving. So, like vanilla trees. Let me see if I can find one. Yeah, like these that use fir leaves, they're actually waving. These over here, the pine leaves from regions unexplored, are not waving. There is probably like a mod or a compatibility thing that would make that work, but it's not really something that I'm too worried about. In fact, one of the reasons that I may actually disable the waving leaves function, because the problem is, let's say that you have a house or a structure and you want to use these leaves for decoration inside. Let's say you want to build like a little house plant in the corner. The problem is your leaves will still be waving even though they're completely inside. Okay, what are you? You are a skeleton wearing a whole bunch of armor. We are in creative mode, so we can fly around, we can do whatever. I want to see what kind of structures we can find here. And one of the reasons that I decided to start working on creating my own mod pack is I've played a lot of different mod packs over the years. I've played, some of the expert packs like Enigmatica 2 Expert, where you have to progress through this big tech tree to eventually complete the mod pack. I played through kitchen sink mod packs like All the Mods 9. Um, and some of the mods that I've included in this are ones that were in All the Mods 9. It's kind of hard not to be honest. Um, but the thing that I find in a lot of mod packs is, first off, there are a lot of things that kind of... What's going on with the music? Okay, I don't know where that came from. That music is very not what I would consider vanilla, so I'm gonna have to figure out what mod pack adds that track and disable it. This is like you're fighting the last boss in a you're fighting the last boss in a Final Fantasy game kind of music, and then it just goes away. Is it just in that area? Was there a structure or something nearby? Okay, that was very weird. I don't know what that was about. Hold on one second. I'm going to check something. Make sure I don't have anything open in the background that could have... I don't have anything open in the background, so it had to have come from the game. That's very weird. I don't know what that was about. So like I said, this mod pack is still in development. There are going to be weird things happening that I haven't accounted for. But like I said, one of the reasons that I want to change things up a little bit is that a lot of mod packs, they end up doing weird things. Like, I actually have a mini-map enabled at the moment, but Minecraft has actually pretty cool maps. And you can actually hold them in your hand and move around and check on things. And you can change the scale at a cartographer's table, so you can actually zoom this map out and get a broader view of things. But if you have a mini-map mod, there's no reason for that. You don't need to use this map ever again, unless you're using it for decoration. One of the mods that is in All the Mods 9 is called Silent Gear. And it adds like a repair kit. These are really cool. These are the reindeer from a mod called Environmental. The development team that put this mod together is called Team Abnormals. And I've actually added several of their mods into this mod pack because I really like the way that they are doing things. There's another mod here called Verdant Vibes. I actually added it because it adds a snake plant, and snake plants are just like one of my favorites. But it also adds like these mushrooms on the side of logs, things like that. I think that's really cool. Um, but you know, they like Silent Gear adds the repair kits, and you can um, just repair your gear anywhere you are, anytime you want. And that's a little bit different than, vanilla already includes a couple of ways to repair your gear. You can repair it at an anvil, which takes some experience. Um, or you can, go the route of uh, enchanting your gear with the unbreaking and mending enchantments, which makes it harder for the item to break and slowly repairs it over time. And so those features, which are included in the base game, become less important when you no longer have a reason to do so. So one of the things I'm going to do, we're going to build like a little house, I think. And I've added a whole bunch of different blocks in here that just add new pallets to the build. And let's see. Let's go for... Let's see what kind of bricks we have. We've got some terracotta bricks here. Let's see how those look. Dramatic Chipmunk says, go big, make it out of gold bricks. And I added the construction wand so that if you've watched my Dungeons and Diamonds and Dragons mod pack playthrough, where we created like some of the dungeons from Dungeons and Dragons, then this will be familiar to you because this is a tool that is included in there as well. It just makes it so that you can build things quickly in different ways. Alright, so let's grab some logs. See what type we want to work with. Nailed acacia logs. Hi Retro D, how are you doing? See, that's kind of just a neat little variation on the normal acacia logs that you would see. Let's go with this stripped maple. That actually looks really cool. I like that. So we got to get rid of this tree because it's in our way. Oh yeah! I forgot I added that. Let's hold on a second. Let's grab an axe. We'll do an iron axe. Hopefully this won't break the there we go. I added a mod called Pandas Falling Trees. And it actually, whenever you cut down a tree, you know how in Minecraft you just cut the block? This actually makes the entire thing come down. Of course, I'm in creative mode, so it comes down with a single hit. Normally, you would have to do a little bit more here. So it doesn't always work all the time. I think this one is going to have some weird glitchy behavior, though. Wow, that was a lot of wood. Because you're going to run into situations where, your trees are part of a structure, Oh, it didn't do it. Okay. I thought it would. I thought it would like collapse. Maybe it has to have the maybe it has to have leaves. I bet it probably has like a check to detect if there's leaves or not. And let's go with planks. We're gonna go with a different kind of cobblestone. Do this cyanite cobblestone. I really like the tree fall effect. I think it's really, really cool. It's a goat. So I want to hear about everyone's holiday. Tell me about your Christmas. How was it? Hi, Dancer. How's it going? Richard D says his Christmas was very good. D says I stayed at home and played games. There we go. You know, that is the best kind of holiday sometimes. Okay. We're going to actually uh, stick the door on that side. Rat Chipmunk says, I got a 40K model and some Star Trek gear for Christmas. Otherwise, I stayed at home. I have unfortunately acquired 3 kitties during this holiday season. You say unfortunately. I say you were blessed by the cat distribution center system. Okay, we need our stripped maple again. So the only thing that I'm running into with this mod pack is, okay, so let's say we have stripped maple logs, right? Well, we have stripped maple from Autumnity. We have stripped maple from Blue Skies, which is a dimension mod. We have stripped maple from Regions Unexplored, which is uh, a mod that adds new biomes to the game. We have stripped maple log from Sundries, which is a mod that adds a bunch of decorative blocks. So the one we've been using is the one from Autumnity, but I'm going to show these like next to each other just for comparison. The thing that's cool about them is they're all actually really, really pretty. I like the different colors. They're all different names, though. Or rather, they're all the same name, just different blocks. But I like the different, I like the transition of shade of colors, so I think that's actually pretty cool. So we're going to stick with using the one that we've been using, which is the maple log from the Autumnity mod, which adds it adds a bunch of different stuff. It adds creatures, it adds biomes, it adds, of course, new decorative blocks. It adds all kinds of stuff. Okay. So we're going to do that. Let's grab a door. Let's see if we can grab something that we don't usually use that's not in vanilla. Let's try these cinnamon doors. I don't think they're going to be quite the color scheme that I want for this, but they are actually pretty. I like them. Actually, might stick with that. Okay. So let's add. Let's go for some planks. Let's use these elegant birch planks from the Blocks You Need mod. I think this will add sort of like a... do they have connected textures on these? Why are you not playing right? There we go. Yeah, they sort of do. You have to place them just right, though. If you place them on the bottom, they do this like sideways thing. But if you place them on the side, they go vertical. I haven't added a lot of mods yet that add new creatures to the game. That is something I would like to do. Oh, that didn't go in the right spot. Anonymous, thank you for the $5 tip. Says, tip for the new year. Thank you so much. That really helps. Oh yeah, I have an infinity one. Why am I doing this? We can do this a lot quicker. Okay, so we need some windows now. Let's grab... I really love the ambient sounds that this ambient sounds mod adds. It's one of those things I've noticed before. Like if you don't have some sort of ambient sound like that, Minecraft is like dead quiet when there's not music playing. It gets better once you start collecting, you know, like some once you start collecting some creatures and things like that. But it definitely starts off and it's just way too quiet. All right, let's grab Bearded Halfling. Hello, how are you doing? Hope you had a wonderful Christmas. we're going to do sort of like a porch here, I think. And I want it to kind of wrap around, so we'll do something like that there. Halfling says, I did thank you, hoping the same for you. We got a puppy. Aw, there's new pets all over the place. Okay, let's go for planks. Do these polished birch planks. Try these. This is going to make sense in a minute. Hi, Cassie. How are you doing? I don't actually have a shout out set up for you. I need to do that. For those that don't know, Cassie, also known as Prolificalithic, has started streaming on Twitch, and that is incredibly exciting. We are super proud. Okay, how do you turn these off? Is it a shovel? I think maybe it's a shovel. I could be wrong. Yeah, there we go. This is actually like kind of a vanilla hack. That's a little weird. I guess it's because of the shader. It's the shadow from the shader. Okay. Um, but yeah, I will get Cassie. I'll get you set up with a uh, shout out function before too long. I don't like that quite so much. We're gonna go with these. Halfling says, I don't think that's official fire safety regulation. Probably not. See, the only thing I don't like about that is that's going to hit my windows. So we're going to have to fix that. Which is a perfect time to start with something else. I'm really just doing this to kind of play around with the different pieces that are in this mod pack. So some of these color choices may not really go all that well together, but I'm going for it anyway because I think they're kind of neat. Halfling says I'm heading to bed. Catch you later. Thanks for hanging out with us, Halfling. Chipmunk says, good night, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us, Chipmunk. It's good to see you again. Did that do that? one of the things that I've tried to do with this mod pack is um, avoid the power creep. A lot of times in modded Minecraft, um, you can very quickly get to a point where you are producing uh, tons and tons and tons of materials very, very quickly. And that works for some mod packs. It does for some. But one of the things that you end up with is you end up with these massive tech trees where you are trying to create all these different materials and all these different things. And that's fun to an extent, but more so if you are running a mod pack that is built around that. Like if you're playing something like Greg Tech New Horizons or one of the expert type packs where you are constantly trying to produce as much enough material to get to where you need to be. Um, and for something that's just like for decorative, well, those didn't go the right way. Why did those go in a different direction? If you're just doing something, for decorative building kind of sake, it those types of mod packs end up with a sense of rush, and I feel like there's an incentive to try to complete them as quickly as possible, and that's something that I'm trying to get away from. Because really, what I want to do is I want this mod pack that I'm working on to basically become my forever world. If you're not familiar with the concept of a forever world, it is a world where. See, I don't know if I like that from below. It's got that gravelly texture underneath, and I'm just not sure I like that. I do like it on the top. Um, we'll probably tear that out and try something else. But the concept of a forever world is a world where you kind of commit to it and you just keep building in the same world instead of starting over and over again. The end goal is not so much to, collect netherite armor and your full elytra and defeat the ender dragon and all that kind of stuff. It is to just keep building in the same world. Hello to Stonehome Games, says wanted to drop in and say hi. Sadly can't stay now. Love y'all. And to Not Sure, hello, hello. So with a forever world, the idea is that you just stay with it. You just keep building and you move into different areas, you build different structures. You kind of do some world building, really, to kind of make it all come together in its own sort of way. Let's go with those brick running slabs. It's kind of a weird choice, I think, but it will tie in with what did I do? I just dropped something. I dropped my shovel. But it will tie into this, so it actually is a little bit more cohesive than using the campfires. But the problem with a forever world is they're actually a little bit difficult to do in modded Minecraft, because in normal Minecraft, in what you would say vanilla Minecraft, Minecraft does a pretty good job, Mojang does a pretty good job of making sure that whenever they release an update, it usually doesn't break your world. You might have to, explore a little bit further and go out a little bit more to find the new materials and stuff. But it's not going to have far-reaching problems with your world whenever you update to a new version. So, right now the current version of Minecraft I think is 1.5 21.11 or something like that. Um, let's stick some wind chimes up. Let's go with these copper ones. They're actually a little bit low. I like the sound there. I think I would probably actually make the... maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll make this a little bit taller. Because just because I don't like the wind chimes being so low. Yeah, we're going to do that. The problem with a forever world in modded Minecraft is that you're kind of locked into a particular... you're locked into a particular version. Because, like, I'm on... This mod pack is built on version 1.20.1. So it's still pretty modern, but it's a couple of versions behind the most recent version of Minecraft. And the reason for that is that some of the mods that I enjoy have not been updated to the most recent version of Minecraft. And you always run into that issue where sometimes they just won't get updated. And, you know, if you want to update to the most recent version of Minecraft, you're going to have to either drop that mod or find an alternative. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, let's fix this. Okay, I want to do, what did we do here? We did polished birch planks. And there is actually some stairs based on that. That was not what I wanted to do. Not sure says... Surprised I made it today. I've been starting to get this sickness everyone else had. Could be a lot worse, all things considered. I bounced back quick. I feel like I've been sick for months, though. Every time I've watched the stream, I've had diverticulitis or some other thing. Man, I am sorry that you are feeling rough again. I know that you've had a time with it lately. Hopefully it'll ease up on you, though. I know what you mean, though, about feeling feeling like you're sick all the time. Usher says, I'll be fine. It's just been a rough patch. Probably all the stress. I need to freeze. Goosefraba? I don't know what Goosefraba is, dude. I really like these railings that are added by the Unusual Furniture mod. They're a very different take on, you know, like fences. They are, you know, functionally, they are fences, as far as I can tell. They're just a different design. Let's add some more wind chimes. We're going to try some of these other varieties. We have carved bamboo and iron. Not sure says it's from the movie Anger Management. It's what Adam Sandler's character was supposed to say to calm down. Oh, okay. I don't know if I've seen that one. If I have, it's been a very long time. I don't know if I actually finished what I was saying about Forever Worlds, but anyway, the point of that rambling was that I prefer to play modded Minecraft. I get bored with vanilla, even though there's more and more to do with vanilla than there used to be. But I tend to get bored with it. So I want to have a Forever World that is primarily modded. I want it to be one that has a wide variety of various building blocks to work with, which is really one of the things that I've added the most into this mod pack. I've added new varieties of building blocks. I've added decorative items. So the core gameplay of Minecraft really hasn't changed that much. Like, so far I've not added much in the way of big tech mods or magic mods. I do have the create mod in here, which if you're familiar with that mod at all, you can do a lot of really cool things with it. It's got all sorts of stuff. But the main reason that I added create was not so much for resource production, but because it allows for things like you can make a moving you can make a functional moving drawbridge or door or something like that, like a very large scale like castle door. You can do with that. So one thing that I like about these railings is they don't connect to blocks that you put next to them. Not sure says the wind chimes give a sense of atmosphere, like there's a gentle breeze. Yeah, that's one of the reasons that I love them so much. Um, Not sure says most things don't have any real motion to them, brings the scene to life. Yeah, that's kind of been one gripe, I guess, with Minecraft is that there's not a lot of stuff that actually moves. Huh, that's weird. Sometimes the placement of these things is a little strange. Like, technically, the block is in a different spot than where it actually hangs. I really like what the night sky looks like with this shader on as well. Yeah, so this is coming together pretty nicely. Obviously, I still need to work on the interior and all that, but I like the way it looks. And, you know, we've used a wide variety of blocks here. Let's do a post, and we'll stick a lantern on it, like out here. Creeper paper lanterns. Perfect. See, these have some animation to them as well. They kind of move in the breeze. I like that. In fact, get you a slightly better view with the UI turned off. I don't know why these don't light up. I figured they would. Let's check the night lights mod. I wonder if there's something I need to do to make them light up. I guess not. Either that or they're just super subtle. No? No, they, that's just the way they are. That's okay, though. I really like these. These are really, really cool. That didn't work. You can't put a fire in that one. Okay, let's try a different one. I know you can with this one, because I played around with it before. Oh, with that shader though, it turns like sort of neon pink. It's actually slightly different without the shader on. Let's try this one. Yeah, that looks better. It's very small though. I gotta stop trying to burn the house down. Oh, we got phantoms flying around. They won't actually mess with me because I'm in creative mode, but... In fact, let's turn it back to daylight. I've actually got the time, you know, the passage of time turned off just for testing purposes. You know, there was another fireplace. Let's try that one. I was hoping these fireplaces you'd be able to actually light a fire in them, but I guess not. That's a little obnoxious. I mean, you can... I've done it myself just with the right setup as far as flames and all that kind of stuff, but... Alright, I'm going to go find out where my cat is and what kind of trouble she's getting into. I'm going to grab some more coffee, and I will be back in just a few minutes. So I'm gonna go park it out here on the porch, and you guys can enjoy um, the sound of the wind chimes. One second. We are back. I'm not sure. She said, "Oh, the lanterns swing too." Trial Pen said, "Dude, lightning hit and started a forest fire. The rain put it out." Oh, I didn't know it started raining. Hi, Pixel. Hello. You're not gonna stay with me, are you? You look like you want down. Oh, okay. Don't knock my coffee over, please. Yeah, isn't this see with this new shader, um it just looks so nice when it's raining. I love it. There's a mod that I'm gonna add that I haven't got in here just yet. And what it does is it actually changes the sound of the rain based on what you're standing under. So like if you're standing under copper or something like that, it'll actually have like a metallic sound when the rain hits it. And that's one that I want to add. The different mods that change the sounds in Minecraft are really, really nice. There are some really good ones, and I really like that. Hey, what are you doing? Okay. Let's see. What happened to my... There it is. Where's some water at? Because I want to show this off, too. There's some water over here. Oh, well, this is flowing water. Actually, this might not work because of the shader. I don't know if it will or not. We'll have to see. Yeah, it doesn't work because of the shader. Normally, you actually see, because there's actually a mod that I've got that has changed the rain particles. And normally you see little, what do you call it? Like ripples and stuff where it hits the rain. In fact, I will turn off my shader real quick, just to show the difference. Well, I say it does that, but I guess it doesn't. Oh, well. Yeah, you can see the real difference here without the, with and without the shaders. I mean, the house still looks cool, but with the shader enabled, it really changes things up. You get more vibrant shadows, and everything just looks a little bit more realistic. Which is kind of a weird thing to want in Minecraft, that it looks a little more realistic. But, I don't know, I do like it. The only problem I do have with the shaders is that some textures end up looking a little bit washed out. Like these hanging kerosene lamps look a little bit odd. And I'm not sure about that, you know. These look fine. Let's change our time to nighttime and see what this looks like then. I have a wide variety of lamps that have been added by different mods in here. lots of different varieties of beds. Some of the, the kind of slightly washed out setting that I'm getting with the lights, I can probably change in the shader settings. I just kind of have to dig into them and find out what I want to do with that. And the cool thing about the beds is most of them actually work. You know, there are some things that I'm not so sure about. Like, I really don't know if I need... here's an example. I added a couple of mods, and some of the things that they include are toilets. I don't know if I really need 36 different varieties of toilet in the mod pack, because they're added by different mods. So some of these mods I might actually end up removing just because there are other mods that add the same thing at better qualities. I have no idea where this came from. I guess maybe from one of the phantoms, or it's just dropping out of the sky. I bet it was the phantoms. The phantoms must have died when I went to sunlight again. Little animated television. a Vindicator doll. Stick that right there. Forgot about that. Um, so yeah, these railings from Unusual Furniture actually create real railings when they go down, which is really, really cool. I love that. The only problem is they don't handle corners very well. See, I'm not wild about this one because the textures on it aren't all that great. It really looks blocky. Although it does open. The only problem is you can't see it open yourself. Well, maybe you can. No, that doesn't work. That one looks a little bit better because you can actually see the handles and stuff. spice jars are a little bit big. Spidey, hello, hello. Spy Librarian says, "Hey, Wobblerocket, how's the mod treating you?" It's going pretty well. We are just kind of playing around. We've been building a little house here, playing around with all the different mods that are in this mod pack. Mainly the ones that I've added. They've included a bunch more decorative blocks and uh, things to really change up the style of the game. See, there's a little bit of like a glitchy effect right there. I don't know if that is from the mod itself or if that's because of my shader. I'm not sure. I wonder if we can change the channel. I don't think so. Not on this one. There is a TV in here from one of the other mods that you actually can change the channel. Friday says it looks pretty nice. I don't play Minecraft very often, so I have plenty to keep me busy without worrying about mods. Fair enough. Hi, Lydia. Happy birthday to you. Have you had a good birthday, Lydia? Lydia says, me and my friend just finished shopping. We waited for my mom to find a calendar, though. I'm glad that she finally found a calendar. She's been hunting for one for a while. You were sitting on the floor. Sorry, guys. I got kind of focused there and got real quiet. Was thinking about what I wanted to do for the roof. Lydia says, I bought a new squishmallow. Cool. What does it look like? Ends up being kind of weird because of the way it slopes all the way down to the porch, but you know, it's okay. I kind of like the ceiling though. I like the way that ends up looking. Lydia says the squishmallow looks like a deer with owl wings and a tail. That's almost invisible. It's weird. I don't know why it does like that. I guess it attaches because it's next to the wall. No. Alright, so, I think we're basically done. Got our nice little exterior. I guess we could put a couple more things on the porch, but we really don't need to. We got the front part of the porch decorated at least. The back part's pretty sparse, but... The interior, we have little living room area, bedroom spot with our laptop and books and things like that, and a little kitchen area over here. We don't have a bathroom. We could build a bathroom, but I ended up making the foundation of the house a little bit small. So I guess they just go pee in the yard. So yeah, that's this is funky. I don't like that. We gotta fix that. Yeah, that'll work. Sort of. I don't know. Maybe not. Oh, I broke my wind chimes. It's okay. We'll put them back in a minute. So once this mod pack is done, my hope is that I won't be the only one playing in this world. I would actually like to invite a couple of friends. I'm not going to open it up as like a public server, but what I would like to do is I would like to invite a couple of friends onto the server to play with me. And currently it's just set up. I'm just running this off my computer. I haven't got it set up as an actual server yet. I got to look at some prices on that and see if that's something that's doable for me. Um, this is surprisingly a pretty lightweight mod pack, despite the number of mods that are included in it. Spidey says, I'm heading off, Wobble. Enjoy the rest of your stream, and I'll see you in the near future. Good night, Spidey. Thank you for hanging out with us. And it was awesome hanging out with you earlier. For those that don't know, Spidey is also a streamer on YouTube. And Spidey was doing retro games earlier today. And actually played one that I have never played before called Kung Fu, which is oddly based off of a very obscure Jackie Chan movie, but it was a game for the original Nintendo. So have a good one, Spidey. We will catch you again later. If you guys have not, please go check out Spidey's channel. He's a pretty great guy, and he's one of the people that I'm really glad to have met through this whole live streaming journey. I like how the light changes inside the house as the time of day changes. In fact, I want to see this at nighttime. You need like some curtains or something. Do we have curtains in this? We do have curtains in this. Let's try blue curtains. Gives it a little pop of color in here. Trial fan says no, the window is pretty. Okay. I trust Trial fan's interior decorating skills a lot more than I trust mine. We need like some seating on the porch. Let's see. We have like a bench. There's a lot of like interior seating, but not a lot of like outdoor seating. We got a beach chair. That might work. Garden chair, patio chair. Oh, we have rocking chair. Okay, hold on. We only have an iron rocking chair, which is a little weird. And it glitches into the wall, but that's okay. Let's do table. Let's go for like a weird purple one here. That's too close and too big. Yeah, the placement on the rocking chair is a little odd. I wish it actually rocked. That would be really cool if it did. But it doesn't. It's too low. Like that. Just kind of like a little porch light, I guess. See if we have something a little bit more, a little bit smaller. That's kind of the cool thing about having so many of these mods in here, though, is that you do end up with a pretty nice variety of pieces so that different things can work in different situations. Problem with searching light is that you get like light blue and light light gray and stuff like that. Do these light up? These are from a different mod. Oh, those do. Slightly. They don't give off much light, but they give off as much as I want. No. That works. That works a little bit better. Good decorative pineapple. Ooh, telescope. Hey, creeper, go away. You better not blow up my stuff. I don't have a sword. Let's get a sword real quick. So this is one of the mods that I added. I added a mod called Better Combat. Normally, you know, you attack and you just go whack. This adds battle axes. And spears and a whole bunch of everything else. So. They don't, for some reason, show your... They don't actually show your hand in first person. I think there's probably a fix for that, but I like the spears. one of the things that's cool about it is it actually works with some of these other mods that are in here. So, like, Farmer's Delight adds a whole bunch of knives, and normally they're really only useful for, like, you can get certain materials with them, but this actually turns them into a decent weapon because they're fairly fast. Another mod that I've got adds flails. There's a guy up here. Let's go attack him. Alright, I was going to get my... That's why. We'll do this on the back side here. Although it's not going to work because there's too many trees in the way back here. That'll work. We can pretend that they turn the lights off whenever they're stargazing or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll stick that someplace else. It's very cool, though. I like it. What else can we stick out here? What you doing, Pixel? One of my hoodies is on the floor over here, and she has decided that it is her hoodie now, and she's going to sleep on it. So let's turn our time back to daylight. Why are you guys all wearing this armor set? I don't know what that's about. Like, every skeleton and zombie that I've seen so far has been wearing that. Oh, that's that's cardboard armor. It's added by one of the mods. There was actually a setting that I found for that. Dancer says add a fountain. Okay. I can probably do that. Let's do, let's actually do panel. How does that work? Not what I want. Go back to tried and true here. We'll use copycat panels, and let's do bricks. We'll try these cracked bricks, see what they look like. Lydia says, Wobble, add an outdoor patio thing where rich people drink their tea, but it isn't a patio. Why do I feel like you're talking about a gazebo? He says I didn't know how to spell it. Kind of hard to get the detail on an actual fountain, but that'll kind of work, I guess. Is there like a little? It's gonna be way too big. Yeah, I guess it kind of works. It actually does have a trickling sound. It's just very subtle. Hey, get down. Thank you. Let me try upping the ambient sound and see if you could hear it. But it does actually have a trickling sound. Yeah, you can hear it right there. What are you doing? Dancer, I was way ahead of you. You said fish, and I was already going for him. Lydia says, "Won't they swim out or die?" No, they won't. They'll stay in the water. As far as I know, they will. why my sapling is not growing. I wonder if it's because I have time turned off. I bet it is. We'll do daylight cycle true. Can you not bone meal cherry saplings? Maybe not. Lydia says it's probably too close to the wall. I mean, maybe. Let's try now. Oh, yeah, you were right. It's too close to the wall. Lydia says, told you. Makes that bench really long, but at least it Hey, what are you doing? Hello. Oh, hi. Hi, all the love. Hi, hello. Yep. How you doing? How long have we been streaming? 2.5 hours? Okay. Well, I think we are getting pretty close to a good stopping point. I do want to talk about a couple of other things that I've added to the mod. Uh, I keep finding sorry, I keep finding new and interesting things to add, like a little garden gnome. Gotta have the garden gnome. He's not in the right spot, though. We gotta put him somewhere else. Let's see. Where'd he go? There he is. We'll stick him over here. Okay. So I've also added a bunch of different, kind of like collectible type items, just to, since this is supposed to be a forever world, I want it to encourage. Staying in the world and collecting things over time. So I've added the hats mod, which adds all kinds of like cosmetic hats that you can collect. And some of them are actually pretty rare. I'm sorry, but you were getting in my way. Lydia says, Wobble, as the birthday girl, I say you have to have an army of garden gnomes. We need to put a lantern here. I want one of the ones that moves. Which ones were they? I wonder if you can dye those. Probably not. I don't know. So like I said, we're getting to the point where there's kind of to the end of it, but we've added I've added a bunch of mods like these that add various decorative hats, and that is just to kind of give me a reason to stay in the world and try to collect some of these things. There's one that's a cardboard box on your head. What are you doing? Stop trying to eat my cords. Oh, okay. I'm not going to give you an army of garden gnomes, but I will put on a gnome disguise. How about that? Now I are a gnome. There's actually a mod that helps with third person. I actually need to install it. So I think this is going to turn out to be a pretty cool. I think it's going to turn out to be a pretty cool mod pack, all things considered. I really like the way this little house turned out. It's got lots of neat stuff in it, and I don't know. I really like the way this mod pack's turning out. Like I said, it doesn't have a whole lot in the way of like creature mods. I want to add some more animals and stuff. Standard Minecraft has a fair amount of animals. Like it actually has panda bears and polar bears and lots of different types of fish and stuff like that. But there are different mods that I want to add. If you've watched my All the Mods 9 mod pack, there's actually a mod called Alex's Mobs that I added to that one that adds a whole bunch of different things. It added like rhinoceroses and kangaroos and all sorts of things. The only problem with that mod is it is very resource intensive. I actually had it in this mod pack earlier, and when I did, I was able to check and see like which mods are using how much processing power. That one mod alone was using 10% of what all the mods in this thing were using. Which is a really big amount for a single mod. So I think I'm going to leave that one out, as much as it pains me to do so, because it's such a cool mod. I really, really love it. But for performance reasons, I really think it needs to stay out. So I'm going to play around with some other ones. This is weird. I don't know if it's just an interaction between this planter and the snake plant, but the snake plant keeps producing, it keeps producing babies, which, I mean, I guess is technically propagation the way normal plants would do. but it keeps putting off new items. So, look, this zombie is so happy. He wants to be here with us, and he's hanging out on the porch with us. We're gonna hang out with our zombie friend. I gotta turn off that setting that makes him spawn with cardboard armor because it's. I thought it would just like add it into the possibilities. No, it makes it so that they are constantly wearing cardboard armor. Okay, there's something more to check out over here. I've added a lot of different like structure mods. So this is generated in the world. I didn't build this. This is a little encampment here. And for some reason it tanked my FPS when I came over here. It dropped it down to like 40 and it was at 100. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I'm not sure if it's the lava or what. But we have treasure chests with a whole lot of bread. That's an awful lot of bread. The chalk is from another mod. It's pretty cool. It allows us to make chalk sketches. So you can draw like arrows if you want to try to lead somebody to something. Or yourself. Bunch of arrows in that one. Got a crossbow. Some logs. Corrupted eye. One of the things that I added, normally to get to the dimension called the end, you have to get, is it 12? Is it 12 ender eyes? You have to get 12 ender eyes. This mod, End Remastered, makes it so that you actually have to collect a variety of different eyes in order to reach the end. So it kind of slows down the progression a little bit. What are you? You're a husk, but you're wearing some very interesting armor. Nothing in that one. That one's bare and empty. Yeah, I'm not sure why that my FPS went down so low, but it did. But it bounced right back up, so. All right, folks, I think that is going to be it for us tonight. Thank you for hanging out with me. This was really fun. I enjoyed building this house wherever it went. It's around here somewhere. Yeah, there's something around here that is messing with my frames per second. I mean, they're not dropping too bad. It's still hanging out about 60, but it was like 100. So, our house is over this way. I'm going to get some screenshots for the Discord and all that before I log off. But, so like I said, thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. This is my first time back streaming in a while. It's been a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. So I want to talk a little bit about what's going to happen with the future of the channel. We're going to get back to a regular schedule as far as streaming goes. I don't have that schedule nailed down just yet. It will probably be about 3 days a week. I may end up pushing, I may end up playing around with times a little bit. I'm not sure. But we're going to be streaming about 3 days a week, maybe 4. There's going to be a lot more focus on Minecraft. I was looking back through my analytics from the past year, and my Minecraft streams have outperformed everything else that I've done. They've outperformed the retro streams, they've outperformed every other game that I've played, and it's just because Minecraft is so incredibly popular. So I think I'm going to be shifting things a little bit to where I lean a little bit more towards that. I probably will not be finishing the Final Fantasy series that we started. That that was a modded playthrough. It was the ROM hack, and I didn't feel like it was really changed that much from the standard game. I really lost interest in it, and I've not had sort of the interest in coming back to it. We will be playing Slime Rancher some more because I do want to finish that. Um, and we may play some other games that are sort of in the vein of Minecraft. So some of the things I'm thinking about are playing like Terraria, maybe playing Stardew Valley, possibly Starbound, some other games like that. Um, I think that's going to be. I'm going to experiment with sort of shifting the focus in that direction. We'll still do retro games occasionally, but the thing I've noticed with the analytics on the retro streams is that they are. Um, they kind of only hit my Discord people, which is great. I love you guys. I love you guys so much, and I'm really pleased with your support, and I'm so thankful for it. But as far as broader growth of the channel, I think Minecraft is going to hit a little bit more of the general audience and help grow the channel the way I want it to. So. So I'll get some of that nailed down, and we're going to I'll get a schedule actually posted again. We'll get back to doing weekly schedules. Pixel is over here eating bubble wrap, and I'm not actually sure where the bubble wrap came from. It just sort of appeared. So, oh, that's right, because I put I've got uh, ring lights, and I had one of them already set up. I finally got around to setting up the other one. That's what it's from. Okay, so I'm gonna go get some dinner. Thank you guys again so much for hanging out with me. I will see you guys probably on what's today? Today's Sunday. Next stream will probably be Wednesday evening. Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern. So I will see you guys then. Thank you again for hanging out with me, and have a wonderful week. Bye bye.